we're shocked by receiving numbers. We've even told you this. We repeated it in public platform. We don't know where those numbers came from. Now there's an explanation. Those people were never ours. They were President Zuma's people. So it's good they found their home. They must relax in their home. There is absolutely no problem. We're fine. This is us. We're complete now. There's no borrowed vote.
That's what explains CD. There's nothing that you can say the EFF didn't do and all of that. Hey, maybe that's why they did not get people. We got our people, and people who had borrowed us our vote, their vote, found a new political home, and then they went there. Remember, they didn't want Ramaphosa. In the ANC, they lost. Then, when they went to the polls in the country, they didn't vote for him. They voted for the EFF. And then when they went to arrest the old man, then it was a mess. A discussion which I had with President Ramaphosa. But you can't do what you are doing. You are going to make him a hero. Because it's not explainable what you want to arrest him for. So, and July unrest should have told us that the man has got some support somewhere. And start treating him with care. But even after taking him out of jail, they still go on to harass him and all. None of them have gone to him to apologize. So, but we are happy. We're the happiest because we have achieved our mission in our lifetime. And that mission was to bring the ANC below 50%. That's what we have always told you, that this animal is going to be eaten piece by piece. So, Reina, we were holding on this other piece, preparing to go to the other piece of the animal. Hey, Zuma arrived and took that piece. We're eating piece by piece, and then Zuma went to take the piece we're going to. But we don't complain. We want to humble the ANC. The ANC is very humble. All of you can go on social media. All of them have disappeared. They have nothing to say. Slave Queen is on her. Some of Gauteng, tell her they never find the slave queen. The slave queen. No more money for slave queens. It's done. We've taken the past. The past is gone. You can go and look at the ANC in Swan. Go and look at the ANC in Ikurule. Go and look at the ANC in Joburg. They are dysfunctional. They have no direction because they lost power during local government. That disarray, you are going to see it at a provincial level. Thanks to the EFF. We started this job and we are continuing with it. Someone was asking me if I'm going to resign because we performed bad. I won't do that. It's not a penny. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah. I'm in charge. I'm in charge. That must be very clear. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere in terms of politics. I'm not going anywhere in terms of health. I'm not going anywhere in terms of age. Ours is a generational mission. It's not a popcorn that will just pop and disappear. It's going to stay. We have a staying power. And in Parliament, we're going to lose, if we lose seats, 2, 3 seats. And we used to razzmatazz that Parliament. Before we were 44, we were how many? 25. We are razzmatazing it, 25 of us. So even if you take 3 seats, we're not going back to 25. We're still where we're not during that time of 25. So we're not a declining party. the footprint of the EFF is now confirmed that it exists in every municipality in South Africa. It gets its votes in every corner. It gets its vote now, TD, even in the suburbs. If you can go and look at the map of Joburg, you will see the VDs that EFF was taking in Midrand, in Centurion, in Randburg, and very interesting development. That we even beat DA in one of their stronghold. So the black middle class has found home in the EFF. They love the EFF. They vote for it. And they do so unashamedly. Proper progressive black middle class that is not money-driven, that doesn't want to benefit from Rothschild, Rupert, Oppenheimer, Richard Branson of Virgin, what. Only blacks who don't benefit from that, the black elite, believes in the EFF, black middle class. So I can tell you now, go and check the votes of EFF in the areas where there are black people. You are going to find votes of the EFF. So, and then an organization like that you say is dying. It's not dying. In any election, there will always be dynamics. And the dynamic now is, there was an emergence of this party. Now we know it. I mean, what President Zuma did to us is what Mashaba did to us in Johannesburg. And then once we became aware, or there is a problem called Mashaba, we went to solve that problem. It's done. We finished it. You can go around and ask. For sure, he's checking quotations of hair products now. He's going back to hair. Don't have time. We came here making noise. We reminded him many times, now you behave like you are something. And then the country showed him that is nothing. And the rest of those other people who went to eat people's monies, they received so many millions, so many. They can only brag about one seat and all that. The biggest loser in this election is the ANC. And we must never try to be clever and shift that to the EFF and want to project the EFF as if it has lost a province or it has lost a country. People lose a country, people lose a province. You want to say the EFF has lost. What? We have won. And Elgas Topman, Letori Keria, Relegamo di Officin, Jabu Ministara, Jam Mushu. Now this time on Ariat and Hashem, I will Ardo Emel. I Ardo Emel. Little negotiation, Janet, you were at Iquamara. Yautena Ariat. Ardo Emela or Ring it Hagagai. Water. But Banaba Baringi, Abavutili, ANC, Abanya Gains, Zama, Barensi, Ibafimiti, Ibafi. Zama manskralo chegarba vutejima bajile meitsi ya bola batho ba bona ba tlhokofala. Go and check when out to it you are principle beyond principle. Little stain is na gatar ga bonchana ANC is na go thelete ga bonchana lo mongwe. Because we have to sustain this organization. We accept the result, but it doesn't mean when there's a discrepancy there, you can't raise it. To raise a discrepancy does not mean you are rejecting the results, because that discrepancy may not have material effect. Even if you succeed, it will just give you are added 1,000, you are added 2,000, but it's to teach the IEC also a lesson and principle and expose these shenanigans that there are people who are swapping results from result slip and captured. So it's a principle we need to pursue. But when we looked at those discrepancies, that they are of no material effect. And therefore, you can't say on the basis of that, you reject the result. We accept the result. We accept the defeat. We are unable to congratulate anyone for being elected president. Because there's no president now. There's no one. Even the one who's the current now, he doesn't know if he's going to be president tomorrow. Yeah. Nagato voter Limpopo, I just came back now. Wait, you are president. Yeah, must not talk after talking. What are you saying? Be clear. Want to hear what are they saying? And we are not going to call them. We don't call anyone. They will call us if they want us. And if they want us, we are here. We are not going to disappear. Let's talk. And out of those talks, the people of South Africa are going to benefit. We thank the Razzmatazz in all the universities. There is no single university that we lost. The young intelligentsia is the one that is able to read and internalize the 240-something election manifest. So, and we are going to do bashes for them. We are going to celebrate those victories in all those institutions where we won. We have told the Youth and Student Mobilization Committee, go back to thank those young people who stood on the queues and voted for the EFF. We must remain in close contact with our voters. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
There was a story of government of national unity. Mandela. We don't do government of national unity. We don't want it. So we want coalition. Don't want government of national unity. We will end up with wrong people.
Thanks, Commander-in-Chief. We'll take the last round of hands. And you must forever hold your peace if you don't raise your hand now. There are no follow-ups after this. There are many other businesses, as you have heard, that the leadership must be engaged in. So I'm going to start from the back there, the gentleman there. You are number 1. My sister, you are number 2. You are number 3. Is there any other? Number 4, 5, 6. Okay, I can't see you. 7. No, 6 is 6. I counted it. Another one? Okay, 7. Yeah, we see you. We're closing at 7. No? Okay, that's fine. Number 1, back there, can we start? Sir, you can ask your question.
Faraz Patel from Hilal TV. Mr. Malema, I want to ask about the ICC arrest warrant for Benjamin Netanyahu and UF Gallant. What is your take on that, and how much of a litmus test this is going to be for international law? And added to that, obviously the EFF brought the motion to remove the Israeli embassy from South Africa. If the EFF is in a stronger position now to get it removed, what happens then? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sound guys, please give us a proper sound. Number 2.
Good afternoon, everyone. Zoleka Kodashev from the SABC. Mr. Malema, I want to know, you make the comparison between Action SA and MK as being the new kids on the block, right? I want to know, though, will you deploy or employ the same method that you used with Action SA, or would you be willing to work with the MK party, and to what extent? And if that is the case, and then we do see a relationship forming between the MK party and the EFF and potentially the ANC, would a pre-con condition be that the president of the ANC step aside for that relationship to take place if the ANC does not act against him? Thank you.
Thank you very much. We go to number 3.
Good day. My name is Lisa Gatandwa. I'm from the Sunday Times. Mr. Malema, some have said that how you narrated your view on open borders might have hurt you in these elections, in that you were seen to be a bit antagonistic in your messaging. Have you reflected on that? And as well as when you say that you are going to ministries, are you still intent on having Mr. Floyd Shivambu as the finance minister? And my third and last question, well, it isn't. It was Steve's question around whether your negotiations, will they encompass the entirety of the country, or will you focus purely on national? Thank you.
Thank you very much. My sister there, they skipped Julius.
Thank you. My name is Deborah Munyeki from Love World Set. Mr. Malema...
Sorry. Okay. Lisa, can you please repeat your question, but make it pointed, the last one?
Just in terms of negotiations, obviously with MK dominating in KZN, it kind of limits the conversation with the ANC in that province. So what kind of negotiations will you go into the ANC with?
Okay. My sister?
Thank you. My name is Deborah Munyeki from Love World Set. Mr. Malema, at the World Health Assembly last week on the 28th of May, the member states of World Health Organization reiterated that the world needs a pandemic agreement built on the principles of equity, sovereignty, and prevention to ensure that future generations are safeguarded from the threat of inevitable future pandemics. Are we going to see EFF lobbying other political parties in Parliament for South Africa to support the pandemic treaty? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. We'll go to number 5. Okay, thank you.
Good day, Mr. Malema. It's Ndando from Bloomberg News. Just wondering if you have started thinking about presidential candidates in whatever coalition formation you end up with. What would some of the criteria be to elect a presidential candidate?
Thank you. We'll go to the next hand. Yeah.
Sorry, Jadu from Salam Media. The first question is, does the EFF believe that the timeline stipulated for the formation of a coalition government is sufficient, given the current political climate? And then my second question has obviously been in that regard.
I thought I was going to. Can you please use a much stronger voice than you're using now?
The second question that was having been covered.
No, we still can't hear you.
The second question being as...
Okay, read it, say it again.
Right, so starting from scratch, does the EFF believe that the timeline stipulated for the formation of the coalition government is sufficient, given the current political climate? And secondly, does it matter to the EFF who is at the helm of the ANC when you enter into negotiations?
Okay. You can go. Please try to utilize the mic.
Mr. Malema, this is Chris Countdown, speaking. My question is, do you rule out coalition talks with any specific parties in one of those parties? And seeing that the EFF and the ANC will not have enough seats to, on their own, have a coalition, what other parties, could there be a possibility that a third party would be involved in, and which party would you prefer? Thank you.
Thank you. Brother.
Good day, Mr. Malema. My name is Saeed. I'm from Phoenix City. So my question is, given the experience from the municipalities, the idea of coalition, what lessons can be learned from this experience when it comes to the national government?
Okay, thank you. The last hand. Please switch it on.
This is Central TV. I just want to ask There are some that are saying the EFF lost because of your stance about foreigners. Do you still stand by that even after your votes have decreased?
Okay, thank you very much, colleagues. That was the last round of hands. Commander-in-Chief, President.
Thank you very much. The EFF welcomes the arrest of Netanyahu, and part of the engagements in the coalition agreements will be the implementation of the resolution of the previous parliament, which said Israeli embassy must leave South Africa. So we are still going to emphasize that. Action SA made it very clear that they are the enemy of the EFF. And the Action SA did not have a manifesto. Their manifesto was EFF. Everywhere Herman went was tweeting about EFF. EFF this, EFF that. Look at him now. He didn't concentrate on his organization. He's concentrating on other people's organizations. So we don't care about Action SA. MK, we are relatives. We are together. If they had to do saying they don't want to work with the ANC, there's no problem. But now we'll work with them. We'll work with the ANC and work with them also. There's no problem. We are not far from each other. We are one thing with MK, so there's absolutely no crisis. I get it if MK doesn't want to work with the ANC national, and then we work with the ANC national. There's nothing stopping us to work with MK in KwaZulu-Natal, and also in Gauteng. So Mpumalanga as well. So there is no problem. There is no animosity between MK and the EFF. So that's what you guys, throughout this campaign, you were trying by all means to try and create a division, and we refused to fall into that. Floyd will be a minister of finance if they agree, these people, because he's the most qualified in all respect. None of the people they've put there have got the understanding of that institution better than Floyd. We're putting a best candidate forward. Pandemic treaty, we agree with that. We'll support that. Border, open border, we're supporting foreigners and all of that. Okay, if this issue is the one that has costed elections for the EFF, why didn't this issue give Mashaba votes? It's not true what you are saying. Rena problem ya rena. Kim MK. MK took our votes which it borrowed to us in 2019. There's no any other explanation other than that. If this issue was a concerning issue in South Africa, Gayton Mackenzie, Mabahambe with 2 seats, Mabahambe. They didn't have anyone with anything. You are not going to be made to compromise a principle to please non-existing voters. Our voters understand our message very well. Our open border policy is, we want Africa that is one. But you cannot do that before you develop the other economies of Africa. And you develop the economies of other African continents through making it easy for goods and services to move around the continent and individuals to move around the continent so that we help develop the continent. These people don't want to come here for the sake of coming here. They want jobs, they want greener pastures. We are a big country, we've got a huge capacity. We can develop their countries and benefit out of that in a huge way. And it's not something that you get elected today. Tomorrow you'll be carrying gates around you in a bag. We have removed these gates. Come. No. Doesn't work like that. You guys are just vulgarizing the whole point. People, 40-something thousand people, 41% of those voters voted for the ANC, which is the one that brought these people here. These people are here already, undocumented. They were brought by the ANC. Why are 41% voting for the ANC still? Because if you hate these foreigners so much, you must hate even a party that has made it possible for these foreigners to enter South Africa. Who has benefited from these xenophobic attacks in these elections? No one. Operation Dodola was contesting elections. They are not going to get anything. Back to the village where they come from. Don't have time. Bad time to vote to South Africa. Bad. So we are refusing. We are refusing to switch off oxygen machines. And if you comrades are saying that thing is the one that is costing us vote, I'll let it continue costing us vote. We are refusing to switch off machines. We are refusing to deny children, African children, to study in our schools because we are told they are from a certain country. But they are Africans. Our interest is to educate Africans. We cannot allow that. If this issue is going to make us remain the 5 of us, 6 of us, so be it. We're not going to retreat on a lie, on a scaremongering. The issue when we started in 2014 and 2019, it was land. They were saying, yeah, EFF is going to take your land. They even did a program to give people a title deeds. Yeah. We're giving you title deeds. EFF doesn't want you to have title deeds. Now they realize the issue of the land is not working. They go find something there, which is non-existent. It's a lie. If you doubt me, go and talk to Mashaba. He will tell you how big a lie is this thing of being xenophobic. And then you think you are going to get votes. No. We don't want votes of tribalists, by the way. We don't want votes of racists. We don't want votes of people who thrive on the division of the working class. We don't want regionalistic politics. That's why we are national in character. And we reject regionalistic politics. We reject tribalism. Because tribalism is equal to racism. Once we start engaging in tribalistic politics as a country, you must be rest assured we're inviting a disaster in this country. Because the worst thing with tribalism is that it will lead to a situation where people fight in the same country. It will lead to a civil war. Tribalism goes straight to civil war. That's why we don't subscribe to those things. Someone was saying, why are the Limpopo people not voting for Malema in Limpopo? The Limpopo people are voting for the EFF. I don't want to be voted by the people of Limpopo on the basis of me coming from Limpopo. I don't want that. The EFF is not from Limpopo. It's Julius Malema who's from Limpopo, not EFF. So don't want to locate our organization into some province. We are a national organization. That's why we fight battles in every corner of South Africa, and we're going to continue doing that. Whether we are in government or not, we're going to fight for our people. We're not going to behave here like people who are riding on a high horse and then abandon the character of fighting for our people. We will continue to fight for our people. And what gives us courage is the young vote from the universities. It means we are growing with a generation. The old will die, the new will emerge. So, I used to say Ramaphosa is a big problem and all of that. Now, that issue is not my problem. It's not my problem. Or Ramaphosa, okay, president, or I say president, that's not my president. It's the president of those things. So don't involve me in the... We are going to bring our list. People are going to bring their list. And then we put together. Yes. So, if we didn't want Ramaphosa, why didn't you vote him out? And stop asking us to do things that you didn't do. You had an opportunity to vote Ramaphosa out, you didn't do it. You know Malema will do it. Do it yourself. The ANC has got all the right to remove Ramaphosa if they want. We are not getting involved there. We don't want. Ramaphosa is not our preferred cup of tea. It's not our preferred. But he can't be a deal breaker. We don't prefer him. We know that he was a collaborator. We know that he's got billions, but he doesn't produce anything. He's not in manufacturing. He's not in agriculture. How do you become a billionaire like that? You do that by selling out your own people. So we can say a lot about Ramaphosa, but he's not an EFF president. So we choose EFF leaders. Even who's going to parliament, to cabinet, it will be us who choose from the EFF side, and then they will choose from their side. They can bring a person you hate so much. You have not won elections. Win elections and appoint the people you love. So there's nothing you can do. We are here. That's where we are. So, you know, the good thing with the EFF is that we speak to everyone, including those small boys of the DA with their grandmother, Helen. We can talk to all of them. Those racists, we have no problem. But we talk to them out of principle. We are not going to find each other. Shame. We are not going to find each other. We just talk because we are talking. But there's nothing we're going to really find from those people. How do you have an opposition declaring an opposition, and then leaving the ruling party to concentrate on the opposition? And all of them, they get forward and then they concentrate on the opposition. Even the new ones, you can see they are bought by Oppenheimer to go and chase the EFF. They wanted to finish this EFF in these elections. The Oppenheimers took millions and millions of money. Barry, hey, we don't want this kind of an arrangement. This EFF is a big problem. They went out to finish the EFF. Look at us now. Oppenheimer. We're here. We're a problem for another 5 years. They have to deal with that. They have to deal with that. Let that parliament must know. The new speaker, don't be a crook. If you become a crook, you will find us ready for you. So, we are in a very good mood, looking forward to go to Cape Town. We must go clean up our boots and our overalls. Sangen, Pesgwa. Lessons from coalitions. The only thing you must do in a coalition is to be humble and don't lie. The ANC lies a lot. That's their problem, and that's what is going to be part of the discussions with them. They lie a lot. They say this and then say something else. Say this and say something else. There is a mayor there, Eni Gurlen, who went to take the powers of the MMC of finance because MMC of Finance is our MMC. He must return those powers. He must return those powers. Otherwise, we are putting a motion of no confidence against him. Of the ANC. He must return the powers. We agreed when we were talking that there's no one who's going to move alone without engaging other partners. He goes to give a speech and then he announces he removes certain powers from the MMC of Finance. He must know elections are over. We are now on him. And that is going to be part of what we are going to discuss with his leadership. Vulamlo. What is Vulamlo? Return the powers. To show sign of being honorable. Return the powers of the MMC. So that's Vulamlo. So learn to be humble. Learn to know you have not won elections. And then always navigate through. Take each other into confidence. Do not seek to outshine others and convert them as if they are just your puppets and voting cattle, like they're trying to do in Johannesburg municipality. We're not going to allow that. Elections are over now. We're going to govern where we are governing. We're going to govern properly. And we're not going to allow the ANC corruption. One of the positions we're going to demand from the ANC is a speaker. The Speaker of Parliament. Because we can't go into a coalition with the ANC and not have a speaker. The ANC is running the executive. We have to run the speaker so we monitor them and we make them accountable. So the Speaker of Parliament might be sitting in front. So we really want to thank everybody. Thank you, media. Those who covered us positively, those who covered us negatively, we understand. It's brown envelopes, they work like that. They make you say the things that you don't believe in. We defeated News 24 as well, because it was in a cahoots with our enemies. And then we defeated Daily Maverick, and we defeated Oppenheimer, Rupert, the Minel family. We defeated ENCA. When MK was overtaking, the first overtaking of MK by the leaderboard there, I was in a house where they were watching ENCA. Yes, sir, those ENCA people were celebrating like the EFF has lost elections. So you can see that these people, they don't love us. They do everything in their power to get rid of us. We are not going anywhere. It's corner. And we are in all legislatures, by the way. Comfortably. Too much. We are in this thing for a very long time. Ours is a generational mission. Ours is a generational mission. There is no one on this table who is 60 years old on this table. So we are here for many years to come. If President Zuma can do it at 82, just not even 50 on this table. So if President Zuma can do it at 82, it means you are going to wait for me until I turn 82. Because I will be here. If President Zuma can hold it until then, CD, I'm not going anywhere. I'm with you. Thank you very much, colleagues. Thank you.
Babukeli be Malusi TV nangoke uMalema upresident we-EFF ezikhulumela ukuthi yena uzimisele ukusebenzisana namanye amaqembu ngoba i-coalition iyona izokhulula abantu.